I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and when I'm not deep frying a turducken in a closed garage, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle-King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Women are not an homogenous group.
We face discrimination differently depending on factors such as ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status, and more.
Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to amplify women's voices.
They are the experts of their own lives, initiating conversations within their community about challenges they face, the solutions they're working on, and the opportunities they see.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 for Women's Voices on Air. We know our challenges. We are the experts of our lives.
We are master multitaskers, prioritizing our family, friends, and our faith above our own needs.
Our needs and voices are too often overlooked.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Women's Voices on Air.
We tell our stories in our own way.
Hello, listener. What's important to you about what's going on in your community? Are you interested? Are you concerned? In any case, I invite you to tune into my show, Seattle Here and Now, on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Why? I will be covering a wide range of topics important to you and impacting the community. Each show will have a special guest or guests to share with you information on a variety of subjects that are happening here and now in Seattle. I promise I will work hard to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
PrEP is a daily pill that can significantly reduce your chances of getting HIV. And typically, it takes a trip to a physician to get it. Now, you can visit select pharmacies, get tested on the spot, and walk away with your first month of PrEP. Plus, you'll also walk away with a $50 gift card after you complete your pharmacy visit. It's easier than ever to protect yourself from HIV. To find your nearest participating pharmacy, go to doh.wa.gov/PrEP-now. From the Washington State Department of Health and Public Health, Seattle, and King County.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Wow, that's our theme song, folks. All right. Welcome to What's Cooking in Columbia City. Our theme song, Cooker, George Benson, etc. With my illustrious, vivacious, dynamic host, co-host, Brenda Charles Edwards. Welcome, Brenda Charles Edwards, host of your own show, highly regarded, Seniors Matter, every Friday, correct? 12:30 to 1 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio. Where you're listening and you're tuned in to Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and our very special show that has been in the brain trust of a number of individuals to produce What's Cooking in Columbia City. I'll give you the beginning and the kind of the reason why we do what we do. We want to showcase, like tonight's guest, Afua of Adefua, a great program, culturally right on. I mean, it's amazing stuff that she does. And for quite a while, I mean, she's much younger than me. I don't want to call her Mama Afua, but that's what she likes. I mean, but there is a very, like I said, a very long history of service in the community culturally about aspects of African culture, which is very important, more so now than ever before. And so anyways, we welcome her. Brenda is on, and we're going to get everybody situated, but I really want to make sure that we, highlight the fact that she has done so much in the community. And, like I said, so Afua, are you on? Come on in. Yeah, wonderful. Oh, you look great.
Hi.
Wow.
Hello. Yes, John. I really appreciate this show. I've been watching you for a few years as well.
Well,
And
thank
I'm so glad that Brenda invited me on.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, Brenda's going to get back on. I think she had just a connection problem, but thank you very much. I mean, it's only stand. I mean, it would be an oversight on our part if we're talking about programs and businesses and things happening in
Yeah.
Columbia City, because we're back in Columbia City full tilt. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say full tilt, full speed, because Full Tilt is a company, is a establishment we're going to bring on full tilt. But for you, and you've been in the Columbia City Theater, that is our headquarters. And I
Yes.
think it's just appropriate that we bring you in to, I mean, this is what I think is, I love it, is I've got this photo right here of you performing right there on the stage. There you are, and you got
There
the
we
little,
are.
yeah.
Hey.
There's my wonderful, illustrious, vivacious. I can't repeat everything I said before, but anyways, it's all repeating ditto for my co-host Brenda Charles Edwards. For that's the photo I got, and you're actually performing on a on the Columbia City stage, our Columbia City Theater stage, right
Yes.
there. And I don't know when that picture was taken, but it's very good. It's a very good picture, as a matter of fact. I hope it's not. Well, I got a green screen that's kind of waving back there, but thank you again for taking the time. Again, our whole purpose is to draw attention to and highlight the different businesses and programs and services that are available in our Columbia City.
That's right.
That's what's important. So thank you very much. All right,
You're
Brenda.
welcome.
Well, Afa, you look fabulous, darling. Just fabulous.
Thank you, Brenda. Thanks for having me here.
Is it the glasses? Because I just got some new glasses ordered. So should I pretend like I got glasses on? So I look.
Yes, because you can't see without them.
Go ahead, Brenda, because I have a
I
couple
love
things
it.
I want to cover. Yeah.
So I know you've been doing this for a long time, and I actually had the privilege of working with you on a dance routine, not your normal one, but this was for another event that we did, but it was so much fun. So how long have you been doing this? The dancing and the drumming?
Well, last year my daughter produced a video of me dancing, and the title of her video was Afua Kuyate 50 years plus.
Oh my gosh.
So she has dance documented from when I was younger dancing. I started dancing right here in Seattle, learning and performing, our African dance cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, since I was 9. And it's been a real beautiful experience to tell. Like if I was able to sit down and just tell the whole migration of how people came and went, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been since the mid 60s.
Wow. And it's a family affair.
Well, that's really interesting because yes. So Adefua began as a family company for about maybe 25 years. And then we transitioned into it being more of an artist-based, which now we're still family-oriented, but it's an artist-based because we work with artists, throughout, West Africa, which is our main focus.
Wow,
and so it's been a great journey.
So go ahead, Brenda.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say I ran into one of your drummers on Friday, unfortunately at a funeral, but I hadn't seen him in a long time. I don't know his African name, but Ron Taplin.
Oh yes.
And he told me he's drumming with you when you're at the Central Area Senior Center.
This is
Karamu. Isn't it?
Yes, Kamal.
Come on.
You are right. Yes, he's a dear supporter. Yes, and he's an anthropologist as well. Yes, definitely.
And so, since we're on that subject, can you just briefly, or as long as you want, tell about what you offer at the center?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, geez. When we talk about center, I have to really break it down which center because
Central
since
Area
COVID.
Senior Center.
Okay, thank you. So at the Central Area Senior Center on Mondays and Thursdays, I run a program there called Seniors Moving and Grooving. And
Uh-oh.
it's seniors moving and grooving. And our average age of the participants are 75 years old.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
That's older than me.
Not by much.
Yes, I just took a picture with a woman this week who's 93.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
93.
That is beautiful.
And this is it's an evidence-based project that is being monitored through the University of Washington, but it's funded through King County. And it's a real exciting program that we're able to have some great responses where so when participants sign up for that program, then they have to do an evaluation. It's a real easy, process. And just to be able to see what are your daily living routines? How often do you get up and sit down? How often do you bend over? How often do you run at a fast pace or walk at a fast pace, etc.? So they do a small assessment before they start. And then after 12 weeks, then they do the same assessment to see the changes. And the physiological effects are
Mm-hmm.
amazing, where people have reported that they have regained upper body movement, upper body strengthening, and my whole philosophy is that it slows down Alzheimer's because it's definitely critical thinking, because the dance portion that we offer, that's twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. They're on dance number 13. They're moving and grooving. And they're performing at other senior centers. It is so amazing.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, I teach the drumming classes. And so that's just once a week. It's drumming, it's songs, it's other hand percussion. They learn balafone. I have a co-teacher who comes and he works with me, Nabi Kamara. And that's amazing. And so one of the things that they say is that just listening to the music in their mind while they're at home, that's what gets them there, because they just keep loving that music that they know is being played just for them to dance. And so it's great. I love being there. I've been there for 2 years now at the Central Area. This is their program. This is not an Adefua program, but they have definitely brought us in, and we're having a great time.
Well, I know that it's a fact that music affects and helps slow down Alzheimer. I worked with a group, and I was a facilitator on some programs they had, and it is just amazing how music makes a difference.
Yes. Well, and bringing in families, like they'll bring in their grandkids or their daughters, and they're just having a lot of fun. Especially when you get to dress up.
Okay. Well, that's based on what I read, and there's a great article on I have to mention that Katia Alexander did this in November on the South Seattle Emerald. Great article.
Yes.
And you do this festival called Olunde.
Yes.
Are you going to be doing that? Are you going to be doing that again this year? I'm really interested.
Absolutely, John. We are kicking off Odunde in 2 weeks. This year for Odunde, we'll be celebrating a one day, and it's on Saturday, November 19th at the Rainier Art Center, right in the heart of Columbia City.
Right on Alaska and Rainier, right there.
Yes. And so we'll have a symposium of African arts and crafts that will open up at 3:00. And then the show is from 5 to 7. And then this year we're going to have an after party, because we're going to have a wine corner. The party will go from 7 to 10, but we'll kick it off with Anzanga. I'm sorry, Zambuco, Sheri Soretse. She has 2 groups, but she's gonna bring her group, and they're gonna kick off the party. We'll end it with a DJ. But this year of Odunde, we're going to celebrate the totality of Africa. Usually for the first 37 years, Odunde has been our performance company with scripts. It's been like a big musical production of live West African music.
Right.
But this year, we decided to just honor our fellow artists in the community, bring them in, and let's celebrate as family.
That's great.
So we're totally excited.
Very good, because I know it said one of the things I drew out of it is the century is the Yoruba aspect of Nigeria, but you're bringing in all of Africa, the West. That's beautiful. Hey, you've been doing this for quite a while. You started really young. I know you started young. I mean, you guys found it.
She said she was 9, John.
Yeah, I know, but she's been dancing and performing. But Adefua was created in 1985, so you've been doing this for 37 years.
Yes, sir. And that's after, so formed Adefua after I traveled for a while, because I went to New York with Olatunji, Drums of Passion.
Right, Olatunji, right.
Yes, and Olatunji, he's one of the first ambassadors of West African culture. He came here from Nigeria as a Rotary scholar, and he got all the racial, backlashes, and people said, "Oh, you look like monkey," and this and that. So he stopped his studies and formed, cultural groups, and he started traveling all over the world with cultural groups teaching peace and love and humanity. And then he went back and got his degree after that. But I was a part of his company. And matter of fact, when I left Seattle, I went there to work in his office, and I became his administrative assistant and teaching classes on Broadway for his company and et cetera. That was a life-changing experience.
I bet.
He was a heck of a drummer. I know that.
Yes.
Yeah, a heck of a drummer. And I'm gonna be quiet, but
I doubt it.
But I am interested in the instruments of different parts of Africa. I know I have a djembe, which is one of the types of drums. But what are the kinds of, if I come to you and say I want to learn how to do African drumming, what kind of drum? I love this stuff. I mean, it is, I don't know. Just
John, that would be so awesome. Well, yes. Well, we will welcome you in with open arms.
Yes.
So our programming dates at the Rainier Art Center in Columbia City is on Thursdays. So we have drumming classes that's open to everyone. It's more of an adult class, and that's at 6:15 on Thursdays at the Rainier Art Center. And so you will learn how to play. Oh, say it again.
Oh, I just said, John, you do 6:15 because isn't your show at 6?
Yeah, doggone. I have a show that goes from 6 to 7 on Thursday. Seattle here. Now I'll figure out.
But there's hope. There's hope. And so within the class, there's many different levels. Now, Boka Kuyate teaches. That's my husband. He teaches that class, and people are very excited. I mean, you'll see teachers, you'll see other artists, other musicians, and you'll see retired women, retired men that have no clue what it is. And he's such a good teacher where he's able to work in all 3 levels, and the sounds are amazing. Every Thursday at 6:15. Yes. And then right after this is dance class. So it's a 1 hour. Yeah, it's a 1 hour class from 6:15 to 7:15. And then at 7:30 begins the adult dance class. And so that's a whole nother exciting opportunity. Well, we're dancing, and the orchestration is all live musical instruments. So in our repertoire, we'll use the djembe drums, and then within the djembe drum orchestration, there's another line of drums called the dunduns. Those are the 3 bass drums. Yes, you're familiar with that. Okay. And so we dance and we teach those rhythms as well. And then, of course, traditionally, we bring in the balafon. A lot of people say, oh, that's the xylophone or marimba, but they're different instruments, and they're made similar. But the balafon that that we have that we use, it's a long lineage. It's a long story that goes back to the 11th century.
Wow.
And when we have, it's amazing. And so when we have opportunities, we talk about it, and sometimes we'll perform and he'll narrate this while we're dancing. It's a beautiful story that's real.
Yeah, that's
and
beautiful.
so we just try to make sure that our kids and our families come a part of this story.
You know what I think is so devastating? All these young kids around are hip hop, rap, and all this stuff. They do that, okay, they listen, but they don't understand that the roots of what they are listening to go back to Africa. Because that, I mean, it's unmistakable. All of that goes back to Africa. And I think one of the great tributes, though, is the great artist Santana. You know, he's identified as Latinx and everything. He said, hey, I'm playing music that comes directly from Africa. The rhythms are from Africa. Pure and simple.
You are so right. Oh my gosh. I danced on a couple of videos for Carlos Santana.
Oh,
yeah, took a picture with him and Mickey Hart of the Grateful Dead. This was way back then.
Girl, you were just what, 10 then?
You were a kid.
I was a young adult, but it was so fun. And that's when the musics were starting to infuse together. But the people that took onto it quicker were, the non-people of color.
Right.
And so it started, slowly migrating around. But we have a lot of work to do. And, I want to give some credit to, Cutting Up, the hip hop dance group. The the owner, the CEO, the CEO, he's like my son. He's Coach T, right? And I remember when Cutting Up first started, because my daughter performed with him when she was in 8th grade. I was like, well, I got to figure out what my daughter really likes to do other than African dance, because that's what she's going to draw her attention to through high school. Well, it was Cutting Up. So Cutting Up was able to infuse some African dance and listen to the African rhythms. And he's going to do more. I just saw a post on Facebook about maybe a few minutes before I joined on this call, where he had given some kudos to me that he had no clue what any of this was until he met me, and how he loves the African movement within the hip hop. So I believe he's going to continue to do more integration, but we got to be able to talk about it as a community too.
Right, absolutely. Oh, this is great. I mean, there's so much history, and people don't realize, and like you're talking about, and John said the root of the music comes from the motherland.
And my daughter Pamela, who came out of Northwest Tap and Tap Central, and is dancing now. She talks about the great Juba, who beat out rhythm with his feet. Because the white slave masters did not want them playing drums because they were scared they were sending messages. And Tap's origination comes from that moving feet. And if you ever seen the boot dancers, I mean, all of these things.
South African boot dance.
Yes, that's exactly right. All of it has its place here in the contemporary setting in this country. And I'll make that was my sociological statement. Now I'll be quiet. So anyway.
No,
that was great, John.
John, you opened up something. I love watching your daughter dance.
Isn't she beautiful?
She comes back. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
But I don't mean physically. I mean in her. Yes, she's beautiful.
In her spirit,
but in her dance movement.
Yes, and whenever she sees me, she's very respectful, very humble, and very strong in her spirit too. And I so love that. I saw a little girl dancing last weekend, and she reminded me of Pamela. And I wondered, was she a part of your family? But she's another dynamite. And she started out like how Pamela did. I don't know her name, but
where did you see her?
She was at the Cutting Up Massacre show last weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she looks just like your daughter. She's coming out powerful just like her. And I was like, that's another Pamela.
Yeah.
Thank you. But she teaches when she talks to basically when she goes around the country, talks to these white kids. She talks about the history of tap. And then she mentions all the masters, Bunny Bridge, all of them. But again, the roots are Africa. And what I love of what you're doing is because it's not just music, it's culture. Culture is music.
It's culture.
You can't separate.
Yes, John.
Yeah.
We recognize that we are an extension of the household because there's so many families that don't have the opportunity for some reason or another. And that's why all of our events are family friendly. Whatever we can do. And then we also offer rites of passage programming. So, Adefua, we offer 3 programs a year and we have 1 event. So African Arts for All to See is our educational based program where we're in the schools, we're in the community, and we do excursions to Africa. And then our next program is the Rites of Passage program, which is for young girls of color between the ages of 11 and 18 years old. And that's a great experience. And then we have our new program, which is the Rainier Valley Creative District, which was city endorsed and state certified. And that is for us to unify the 5 neighborhoods in Rainier Valley, which is Columbia City, Hillman City, Dunlap, Brighton, and Rainier Beach. And so our work, and so our work there is to amplify, unify arts groups, and connect them with families, businesses, arts, and culture. And so we've been up and running for about a year now. And so we're really excited, and we just need to figure out how to get some corporate support. And then our one event that we do each year is what's coming up in 2 weeks, the Odunde Festival.
Let me ask you this. If I want to contact you and get more information, who do I contact? Is there a number? I had it, but I want you to share with the audience.
Thank you. Please, I ask everyone to please join in to adefuacenter.org. And it's ADEF like Frank, UACENT like Tom, ER.org. So if you go to adefuacenter.org, you'll be able to see how to become a vendor, how to support us in different ways. You could place an advertisement in our program booklet. And Brenda, you have done that before. It's been amazing support that you've given us over the years. And just ways to connect with us. And there's just so many things we're doing. Our board sometimes have a hard time because one of the things they always say is that we can't figure out everything that we're doing.
Thank you
so much.
Can you also tell our audience where the Rainier Arts Center is? Because at some point we will have them on our show, but we don't want anybody to say, well, I wanted to go, but I didn't know where to go.
Oh, yes. Thank you. It's on the corner, is right off the corner of South Alaska and Rainier Avenue South. If you find the Columbia City Library is just behind that. It has a small parking lot. And I also wanted to chime in on something new in Columbia City in Rainier Valley is that we have just formed the Southeast Seattle Rotary Club.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Rotarians, huh?
Yes.
John, you didn't know that, huh?
Yes. And so at this point, we have a satellite club that's getting us started. It's the University District Satellite Club. And we're moving and grooving over there. The South Seattle Rotary Club.
I'll be done.
That is unique.
Yes.
So you're almost as unique as the Esquire Club was in its day. This is great. We're talking about, well, hey, its time has come, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. And Afua, I will support you again. So we'll talk later. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, she is going to be on my show on Friday, November 11th. So stay tuned at 12:30 p.m. on Seniors Matter.
Seniors Matter.
Do not, Afua, you can't, to me, I'm sorry, you're affectionately called Mama Afua, but I said, you're so younger and you look so much younger than me. I don't call you Mama because you look like a kid to me. I'm sorry.
Thank you. You could call me Mama. It's okay. Because you know what? Because we're setting the bar. We're setting the bar high. Right?
So
as we age, we want to age, with some great ways to model, health and healing.
You got somebody 75 who's actually younger, 1 year older than me. Thank you, Brenda, for pointing that out. Not much younger, not much older. Hey, we're wrapping up with a Fua.
This has been great.
Fua.
Yes, thank
My
you.
co-host Brenda. Give us that site again, real quick.
Yes. ADEFUACENTER.org. ADEFUACenter.org. And if you just go right into Safari and you just click in ADEFUA, we're going to pop up. Or even African culture, we're going to pop up.
And go online and check out that article that came out last November, basically last November on by Katia Alexander, Adefua Legacy of African Dance and Culture. Hey, that's South Seattle Emerald. Check it out online. Hey, I cannot thank you so much for being with us. And I know you said you're kind of stuffy. You sound great.
Yeah, you did a great job, my dear. Great job.
Thank you.
You are a professional.
Hey, and thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen, watching on What's Cooking in Columbia City with my great co-host, Brenda Charles Edwards, and our special guest, Afua of Adefua, and me, John Yasutake. I'll be second stage or second place to all y'all. Y'all are the headliners. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Love you, hon. Talk to you later.
All right. Good night.
Bye, John.
See you later. See you next week.
All right.
Yes, sir.